Our next story is about faith, hope, and a very courageous young woman. Leah Smith received a heart transplant when she was only 11 days old. Now this 21-year-old Huntington University senior is facing another challenge head-on. This is Leah's story. The 7th floor at Methodist Hospital in Indianapolis is now home for Leah Smith as she waits and hopes for a rare second heart transplant. Support and well wishes are everywhere, but medical reality shows the odds are not in her favor. But from the moment Leah came into this world, she has defied the odds. How old was Leah when you first realized you had a problem?
Well, Leah was born on a Thursday, and we pretty much knew by Friday morning that there were issues.
Leah was born with an underdeveloped left ventricle and would have died without a heart transplant. Thanks to the courageous decision of another family, Leah was given a second chance at life.
The way they kind of explained it to me was that I had a guardian angel. And Jimmy, my guardian angel, was the one who gave me his heart. And now he's in heaven. And so that's kind of how they tried to explain how donation works to a 3-year-old.
You can be a hero if you are organ donor.
From a very early age, my parents wanted me to think of my life in a respect of honoring my donor. I wouldn't be here at all if they hadn't given me a chance to be. And so I just live each day thinking, you know, what am I going to do today that's awesome?
And awesome accurately describes Leah's life. Her friendship with automotive legend and fellow heart transplant recipient Carroll Shelby inspired him to found the Carroll Shelby Children's Foundation. She spoke at his memorial service last year.
He has taught me how to get all I can out of life and never give up. He showed me how to run the race laid out for me and to keep my eye on the prize. He was like a grandfather to me.
She has been to Washington to meet the president and Italy for the Olympic Games. But as a state champion figure skater herself, Leah's biggest thrill was meeting and skating with 5-time world champion Michelle Kwan.
Just to see her in person walking toward me, I'm like, oh my gosh. It totally was a dream come true.
Do you mind if I listen to your heart?
I do not mind.
Okay.
But the reality of living 21 years with a donor heart was starting to catch up to her. Leah suffered a heart attack in December and a second, more severe attack February 27th.
And found out that the damage between December and then and now had progressed dramatically. And the doctors were shocked at just how much my heart had become damaged.
When they came in and told us that, you know, she had basically 2 options at that point. One was to go home and just be at home and live out the rest of her life, or she could stay in the hospital and live out the rest of her life, which was going to be a very short amount of time. That was probably the hardest part, was to be told that there probably is no option for her. And then Leah stood up and said, well, I'm staying here.
And I'm fighting.
But it is an uphill fight. Simply put, Leah's donor heart is failing and she needs another transplant.
She's in a very dangerous situation. Essentially, she has a very weak heart. All of the arteries, which are the blood supply to her heart, are essentially blocked. And at any point, her heart could stop beating. The only thing we have working against us right now is time.
Before she can be listed for a transplant, doctors must first complete a complicated process which filters her blood of built-up antibodies.
These antibodies are essentially her body fighting this foreign object. So we need to go through and filter out her blood to get rid of these antibodies so that she can accept a new heart. Right now she has only a limited number of people that would be able to give her a heart. If we get those antibodies out of her, there's more chance there'll be more people that will be able to be donors for her.
I also think about, you know, the alternative that maybe, you know, God has other plans for me and that He does want me to come home to Him. And when I think of that, you know, no matter what happens to me, whether I live, whether I die, I know that I'll be happy and that I just want whatever happens to glorify Him.
Remarkable young woman. They've started that filtering process this morning, by the way. Leah's 22nd birthday is later this month. Friends and family have set up a Team Leah Facebook page where you can show your support. We have posted a link to it in this story on WANE.com. We'll be right back.